What is, or should I say when, is glow time? And is Apple Intelligence a game changer? A few of the questions ahead of Apple's much anticipated iPhone 16 unveiling earlier today in Cupertino. The Verge writer Emma Roth was there firsthand. And for the Tim Cook Show, and she joins us now. Emma, thanks so much. To you, what was the headline today that they unveiled?
Well, definitely the iPhone 16. That was the big headliner, and it comes with a lot of new features and also some more features to come down the line.
Of those features, what did we not know about? What one really blew you away?
Yeah, so kind of the flagship feature was a new capture button that's coming to both the base iPhone 16 and the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max. So you'll be able to use this touch-sensitive button to capture photos and videos, as well as adjust some settings.
I thought that was my absolute headline. They call it the camera control button, in which you can just click a side button. You can get prices on items, dog breeds, you can get locations, phone numbers, addresses, websites at the touch of a button. That was big. How different is the camera? Why 2 lenses as opposed to 3?
The iPhone 16, like the standard one, typically has like a less powerful camera setup than the iPhone 16 Pro, of course. And they do have like a more of a stacked look this time compared to the previous generation on the base model. And but the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max, they do have upgraded a 48 megapixel not telephoto, an ultra wide lens, as well as a fusion sensor and a 5x zoom on the telephoto lens. And that's coming to both models for the first time.
Yeah, some of the zoom images they showed in particular of, I think it was a grasshopper or a frog, really actually blew my mind that you could take that with the phone. So that should be a major difference. What was the reference to glow time? Is it something about colors, or maybe I missed that?
I would say it's because of this more AI enhanced Siri that's coming to the iPhone 16. So when you activate this new Siri, it'll highlight like the edges of your phone, kind of like it's glowing when you talk to it.
And that truly was the feature that so many were waiting for. What will Siri be able to do for those that get the 16?
So it'll be able to do things like it'll be able to look at your screen basically and see what you're seeing. And it'll be able to help you and assist you based on what's on your screen and your questions. So let's say if you want it to help you write an email, it'll use kind of the context of what's on your screen to help you with that.
Very cool. I think another feature they referenced was you can actually ask Siri to help find a picture. Many people have tens of thousands of photos, and then you can just give it some context, and Siri will go into your photo library and pick out a particular photo or two that sounds like it matches your description. That is another big feature. Apple Intelligence, we learned a lot about it when they first made the announcement. What is the big advantage for people to upgrade when it comes to Apple Intelligence?
I would say it's definitely more of like a productivity tool. It'll definitely give you more ways to like help you with writing emails, summarizing things, finding photos. So if you need that extra capability, I would say it's worth trying out. And it's also coming to like iOS 18 in general. So I believe it is available to some iPhone 15 models as well.
It'll be available 9/20 in store and available for pre-order on Friday. Bottom line is this, Emma. Would you upgrade? Did it give you enough incentive to say, all right, I'm ditching whatever model I have? That is a compelling reason.
I would say if you're somebody who really loves taking pictures and is really interested in that capability, like visual intelligence, to take pictures of something and then get information about it, I would say that it is worth upgrading for that. However, I think some of the other things, like some of the other upgrades weren't so major. So if you can live without some of the like the visual intelligence stuff like that, I would say stick with your current phone. But otherwise, it seems like a nice upgrade.
If this were the presidential debate and I was a moderator, I'd be pressing back on you. I didn't hear a yes. Would this give you reason to upgrade? Because I'll just be frank, I thought the camera was interesting. The battery life at least floated, they didn't give any details. They said the longest battery life of any iPhone. That's big to me, probably the biggest thing, but I don't think the Apple Intelligence was enough for me to feel compelled to upgrade. How about you?
I guess I would have to say neutral on that. But yeah, it definitely is like really dependent on if you want those AI capabilities and if you want like all that kind of extra stuff thrown in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is not bad.
I hear your hesitation there. Look, I have ChatGPT, the app on my phone. I use it often, and that to me feels like enough as far as AI goes. And analysts are really split on whether or not AI will lead to a super cycle or a golden cycle, as Wedbush is calling it. All right, I want to ask you quickly about, they started out with the watch, not with the phone. What was the news there?
Yeah, so there was some big news with the Watch Series 10. They had the biggest and the thinnest, well, the biggest display and the thinnest profile yet for their smartwatches. And it'll also come with like a big new capability that'll allow it to detect signs of sleep apnea.
Yeah, they really leaned into health, as they have for several big Apple events. They also leaned into health on the AirPods. What was the news on the new AirPod?
Yeah, so the AirPods Pro 2 are going to be available as over-the-counter hearing aids starting later this year, which is really interesting. And they're also rolling out some hearing features like a hearing test and new hearing protection features, but specifically only for the AirPods Pro 2.
And I'll tell you, the only thing that would make me get new AirPods is giving me some way that these will not be lost, because AirPods are lost. If you go to the MTA station here in Grand Central, 100 a day, and we all do them. They've got to find a better way to track the AirPods case. That will get me to buy a new one. So let's spin forward a little bit. We usually get big Apple news at the Worldwide Developer Conference. What news is still out there?
Yeah, so next month there are rumors that Apple could possibly take the wraps off of a Mac Mini or an iPad Mini, but this is still all unofficial, so we're going to have to wait a few more weeks to find out what happens.
Okay, so everybody keep your eye on The Verge for all the latest on this iPhone 16, and follow Emma Roth at M Roth 08 on X. Thanks so much for joining us from Cupertino. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks for having me.